the country has been undergoing load shedding for almost a year now due to shortfalls in energy generation, a situation that's led to the ECG rationing power here in the country. Under their timetable, which was to end by close of the year, Ghanaians will go without electricity for 24 hours every other day. The old arrangement was for lights out for 12 hours out of every 48 hours. The old timetable was drawn with a deficit of 480 megawatts of power, but that a recent extra deficit of 140 megawatts has precipitated this new schedule. The Christmas is over, but we're still experiencing some load shedding. What could be accounting for this? What understanding should we make of this? Frank Ochre, Systems Control Manager for Gridco, and he's joined me over the telephone for some more on this. Frank, thanks for your time here.
Thank you too. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Now Frank, we're still experiencing this load shedding. What explanation can we offer to this?
Thank you very much. As I believe we've all been aware for much of last year, we have had challenges on the supply side with regards to electricity generation. Demand has grown to the point where the supply, the available capacity was not enough to serve all the demand that we had, and therefore we have had to embark on this load shedding.
Right. Frank, I was hoping that after the Christmas would probably have change in figures. So my expectation of that question was that you address in terms of megawatts what we need to fill up on now.
Well, first of all, in the Christmas festivities, we put in some temporary measures to try to enable everyone to be on supply. These were temporary measures which you cannot continue to deploy for a long time, even after the break. With regards to figures, the demand figures are not static. You know, they change every day. So even within the day, it's differs from hour to hour. And so, but basically, we are virtually at where we were before Christmas, and therefore we are going to be experiencing some load curtailment here and there according to the same schedule that we had for the Xmas break.
So in terms of supply, what is Gridco able to transmit?
Gridco is a transmission electricity transmission utility, and our grid has capacity to transmit more than adequate. What the challenge is on the supply side. That is what the jet, and that is what I am saying. It differs from time to time. Right now, as we are speaking, I'm seeing 1,400 megawatts being generated now. But I can tell you that if we check in the next 30 minutes, it would have changed. And that is how variable it is. But what I can say is that Chico, which is the generating plant in Abuad, it was working across very seriously to complete work on their gas turbine generator, which has been down for some time. When that one is restored to service, it's going to bring back online the 100 megawatts on that unit. They are going to commission the new steam turbine generator, which they have installed, and it's soon undergoing commissioning to bring another 100 megawatts online. That should be sometime this January and February. Additionally, PRA is also advanced in construction on their home thermal power plant, which is going to bring in 200 megawatts. The first unit is expected to come online within the first quarter, likely, and that's going to bring in 100 megawatts. Additionally, ministry, together with the officials of the utilities, went to Dubai, and they made a case for the installation of an emergency power plant that is also expected to add a 200 megawatts capacity to the grid. And so, with all these efforts, we are expecting that it's going to come in to help the impact of the load shedding.
Now, the confusion for many Ghanaians, which is prompting them to ask the question, how did you manage during the festive period?
Thank you very much. What we did was our executive, together with the ministry, had meetings with some key industries, and we impressed upon them, and they cut down on their consumption from the grid. We got relief on up to 104 megawatts from the industries alone. Additionally, with Cote d'Ivoire, and they also were very helpful on a number of days during the holiday, giving us about 50 megawatts supply. And these, together with a few other measures, helped to bring down the impact of the load shedding.
Okay, so now this is the bit it's confusing us. Why is it not possible for us to employ some of those measures we took during the festive period over the time we wait for the Atuabo to run full scale and the thermal plants to start firing? Why can't we employ those same measures?
Thank you very much. The reason is so Cote d'Ivoire itself has gas supply challenges, and you cannot, because of the good relations we have with them, they squeezed to help us when we requested it. But they made it clear that it's not possible to continue to give these kind of support throughout, especially after the festivities, when they themselves, their industries, come back into operation, and they have a bigger load to set. So that became a challenge. Some in the industries that we got relief from, you cannot continue for a long time to penalize industries. Otherwise, it will bring in other rippling effects. And therefore, we believe that focusing on additional generating capacity, keep working around system, and ensure that they come as quickly as possible. That is the best line of action.
So how much did it cost us to import this power from Cote d'Ivoire and then transmit to our homes?
I do not have the cost figures. I am in operations, and so I will not be able to give you the cost figures. But it's not more expensive than what is rational. That's what I would say.
Concerns have been raised about transmission, in that, and not just transmission and onward distribution by the ECG, in that even if the VRA managed to generate adequate power, transmission obstacles and failures will make it difficult for those at the receiving end, which is the consumer, to be able to have the full complement of power.
I don't know where that impression is coming from. But what I can tell you from my position as the system control manager is that there is adequate capacity on our transmission system to evacuate power to all the demand on the Ghana grid, both transmission lines and the transformer capacity. We have what technically we call adequate capacity. In fact, there are a number of sectors that we have what we call N-1 criteria, where we are quite comfortable. In fact, that is even why, in the midst of all this challenge all throughout last year, we didn't have any major disturbance. We had no system collapse, and it's because the transmission itself has very robust.
Very well. We'll leave it here. Thank you very much for your time. Frank Autry, Systems Control Manager for Gridco. In a bit, we should get in touch with the ECG too, the ECG that deals directly with us, and find out what has happened, because we haven't heard of any new timetable. We haven't heard of whether or not things could ease off anytime soon. But Gridco tells us that they are producing about a little over 1,000 megawatts as of now, but demand obviously is not stable. Now, when we come back, we'll have that conversation and many more. Get in touch on social media. I'll be right back.